Hey, welcome to the episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Yeah, another beer that I got from beerdrop.com. This is called White Magick of the Sun from Voodoo Brewing out of Meadville, Pennsylvania. Wheat ale with spices, 7.3 ABV. And if you zoom out and look at that label, doesn't that look like something from Rick and Morty? I'm convinced that's from Rick and Morty. All right, so let's pour it into the tulip glass, which they recommend on their website, which I'll show you in a second. So you can see it's coming out of the can, it's a kind of an amber, slightly copper. It's pretty clear. Once you get in the glass, we definitely get a little bit of haze. Pretty big, kind of off-white, soapy suds, mostly dissipated by now. All right, so I just wanted to show you the brewery's website on here. So it says, a Voodoo-ized version of classic Belgian White Ale, spiced wheat ale, is fermented with our proprietary Belgian yeast and conditioned on coriander, juniper berries, orange peel, and a unique peppercorn blend. And they actually say tulip glass here, so let's see. Well, right off the rip, I will say this is pretty standard wit beer aroma. Weedy, the orange peel, the peppercorn, yeah. Coriander. So to me, it strikes me as it's this interesting kind of balance of like orange and like a spicy character. But I would say it is more orange peel, not orange juice. Nothing even remotely close to like a hazy, the way that those smell. Yeah, so I mean, it smells like authentic orange and like, yeah, kind of a peppercorny kind of smell. I don't think I really get coriander per se. I don't really get juniper berries. I will say, yeah, so I mean, it's fruity, a little spicy, a little zesty. Definitely a Belgian character to it. It's like weedy, but it's not like bread straight up. So let's dive in. Cheers. Wow. The flavor is quite different from the aroma. Because the aroma is pretty standard wit beer. It would be hard to like, if I was doing a blind tasting of a bunch of different wit beers, it might not be that easy to pick it out, but from tasting it, there's a lot different on here. In fact, it's funny, I said it doesn't smell juicy. It actually has kind of a juicy kind of flavor. I assume from like the addition of like those juniper berries. And it almost tastes like kind of like a blood orange kind of flavor, like the actual fruit of the orange, not the peel. So yeah, up front, definitely tasting that peppercorn. At the same time, I'm also getting like a sweet, almost kind of vanilla kind of flavor to it. Although I'm sure they don't use vanilla in this. They would have said it. It could just be adjunct sugar. I mean, this is 7.3, which is really strong for a wit beer. You know, like usually they top out at like 5.5 or something like that. So they probably threw a bunch of brewer sugar in there to crank that ABV up. Has a little bit of like a caramel flavor to it. I think it's like actually a little oxidized, which I hate to say because I got this on a beer drop. And this was canned on February 27th. So coming up on 6 months old. I mean, it is 7.3, so it's would keep a little bit longer, but I think I'm getting a little bit of oxidation on there, which is, to me, I always kind of perceive it as like a lemon lollipop, which might be enhancing the sweetness. Like whatever hops were in there have probably faded. It's definitely an oxidized flavor. In fact, it feels a little undercarbonated as well. I'd probably put it about medium, maybe medium full, somewhere in there. Medium low carbonation. I feel like this should be like a much more effervescent beer. So it kind of hits me as being just like a little flat. I mean, it's not like completely flat. There's certainly enough carbonation in there, but it just feels lighter than it should be as far as the CO2. I think the alcohol is in there as well. I mean, 7.3 is really, by today's standards, it's not that strong. 10, 15 years ago, 7.3 was pretty strong. So yeah, I think like the alcohol is adding like a little bit of like kind of like a butterscotch or rum or some kind of vanilla kind of a flavor. The palate, this is one of those beers like diminishing returns. I haven't had one of these in a long time, but it's like you drink it And like the first sip is just like full of flavor. And you keep drinking it, and like the flavor, like if it was like graph, I guess we'd be going the other way. It's like if it was a graph, like intensity over time, you know, it would start out, you know, pretty strong, and then it would kind of go down, you know. So it's disproportionate. It's like the more you drink, the less flavor, basically. I'm gonna have to give this like a bonus quarter star just for the label, because it does remind me of something Rick and Morty. Yeah, this is like I think it's like a 3 1/4, maybe somewhere. I'd probably give it like a 3, and then I'll give it a 3 1/4 for the label. I do like the fact you get a full 16-ounce can. By the way, I got this on beerdrop.com. Link in the description below. Sign up for Beer Drop. You get $10 off with my link. So if you watch all the way in, you know you're awesome. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys for Tuesday Night Beer School. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it. Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Review.
Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.